Award goes to Russ Dowd. Russ started many years ago, probably in the 70s, racing mini midgets at the Stafford and the Westboro Speedway. And then, for you old guys, you remember him in the 98, the white and red Vega, where he qualified for the Pocono race when there was 85 cars to attempt to qualify that race. But unfortunately, his racing career is not going to be remembered as a driver. It's going to be for the long existence for 35 years of the voice of the Thompson Speedway. So please welcome Russ Dowd for the 2016 Frank Maratta Award, the voice of the Thompson Speedway. Microphone, Junior. Thank you. Once again.
There gets to be a point where these become necessary. Good afternoon to each and every one of you, and from the very bottom of my heart, I want to express appreciation for asking me to join you for this very special annual event. It is indeed a real honor to be recognized by this organization, and I would like to express my appreciation to President Paul Massey, to the officers, the directors, the Board of Advisors, and the 2016 Hall of Fame Executive Committee. It's a very special day here with so many who have been such a huge part of the sport that we all hold so near and dear. Those of you here today have played a major role in the excitement and the presentation of auto racing throughout the Northeast. My hearty congratulations to the members of the 2016 class of inductees into the Near Hall of Fame as well. In the past few weeks, I've been thinking quite a bit about the many years that I've spent around auto racing. As Mark mentioned, I started, I guess I was probably around 8 years old, in a go-kart at Thompson Speedway, went to the mini midgets, and then had an opportunity to drive a modified for the late Esther Lyon. And after several years, the decision was made to sell that race car, and for a short time I became a spectator. However, Thompson race director and Near Hall of Fame member Bill Slater kept after me nearly every week to go up and work in the announcer's booth. At the time, I was running a group of radio stations in Massachusetts, and I told Bill, I said, Bill, you know, I do this for a living. I announce all week long. When I come to the racetrack, I just want to come to the racetrack and enjoy myself, have some fun, and not be weighted down with just doing what I do all week long. But he persisted, and finally one day he called me at the office and he said, Russ, he said, I really need to have you help me out. I said, what's up, Bill? He said, I need to have you work with Rich Bono up in the announcer's booth tonight, but he says, only one night, that's it. Just one night. If you could help me out, I would appreciate it. And for those of you who knew Bill, when Bill asked a favor of you, you didn't say no. And so, that's what I did. I went to work for one night. But little did I know that night that it would be the start of some 35 wonderful years of calling races at Thompson. I was fortunate enough to also work at Stafford for many years, Riverside Park, Westboro, Waterford, Pocono, and many other tracks throughout New England all the way down into the Carolinas. I've used the term worked, but in all honesty, it was more fun than it was work. I had the opportunity to announce with some of the very best in the business over the years, including an inductee this year, Jack Arute, Jr. And I was able to learn from each and every one of those opportunities. I was extremely fortunate to have called all 130 modified tour races run at Thompson from the inception of the tour right up through 2015. Along the way, there were so many incredible races. as I think about it. And they occurred in every division, mini stocks and Pro 4s, modifieds and super modifieds, and everything in between. But there were also those times that we will never forget, those tragic nights that will stay with us for the rest of our lives. It was an amazing career, and I owe so much to the drivers, their crews, the people that I worked with, and especially to Don Honig, who was one of the most incredible persons I ever worked for, and for the last 2 years that I was at Thompson, for having the opportunity to work with Josh Fineda, who was also just a class act. As I told Mark Alden the day that he called me about today's presentation, at no time did I ever think, as we went along the way, that when I announced my retirement, that it would be anything but an opportunity to just kind of slide on out and be under the radar and just simply leave quietly without fanfare. After all, when you're fortunate enough to be able to do something that you truly, truly love and deal with such a wonderful group of people as racers, that alone should be all that anyone could ask for. As I said, all of this and so much more has filled my mind in the past few weeks, and it has come to this very special day today. Again, I can't find words to express my sincere appreciation to those of you who have worked over the years with me, and for those of you who have made this day and this award possible. It is a day that I will always cherish, and it is the result of a lifetime of, like you, loving the sport of auto racing. Thank you very much.